right knowledge. But once you know right from wrong, wrong can't get you. Once you know right knowledge from wrong knowledge, no one can teach you wrong knowledge anymore. Once you know good from bad, you know how to act, fool. But now we done forgot good from bad, so we don't know how to act. We don't know how to treat people. We don't have no contact with the universe, and we're wondering why every time we gather it rains. It rains because though I'm standing there telling you you have a link to that sun, you don't really want to believe me. You still want to believe in spookism.
I'm Juanita Rajpal with breaking news. We have news coming out of the United States Congress where the longest-serving member of the U.S. Congress, Senator Robert Byrd, has died. He was 90.
12 presidents. Some he liked, some he didn't.
Mission accomplished. The mission in Iraq, as laid out by President Bush and Vice President Cheney, has failed.
That served as his bully pulpit, referring to the hostage crisis in Iran in 1979.
I think we would be justified in waiting 444 days, 444 days, 444 days.
Side beams, high beams, well I'm coasting tonight, got on 5 rings. Aight, salute nigga. Aight, salute nigga. Side beams, high beams, well I'm coasting tonight, got on 5 rings. Drop the top, salute nigga, 100 carat, 100K right inside the coupe, nigga. The Aston had to rag it out, paper plate tag it out, bottle out the bottle with me and snag.
Legend tells of a band of noble guardians, sworn to vanquish evil and to save our kingdom. But they remain lost in the mists of Ga'Hoole, hidden to all but those who believe.
One cannot truly understand America without understanding the historical experience of black people in this nation. Simply put, to get to the heart of this country, one must examine its racial soul. Though this nation has proudly thought of itself as an ethnic melting pot, in things racial, we have always been, and we, I believe, continue to be, in too many ways, essentially a nation of cowards.
But this is my favorite part.
You have a soft head, Soren, filled with stories and dreams.
There's nothing wrong with dreams.
Remember the footage from the 2008 presidential election. This is the new Black Panther Party members. They're standing in front of a polling location in Philadelphia, full uniform, wielding a police-style baton weapon. They are clearly trying to intimidate potential voters. They're calling people cracker. What are you doing here, cracker? Well, a complaint was filed in the U.S. District Court in Philadelphia against Shamir Shabazz and Jerry Jackson. They're part of a national effort by the Black Panthers to station members at polls and intimidate. After the case was effectively won by the DOJ and then a default sentencing was imminent in May of 2009, the DOJ made the unheard-of move to suddenly file a notice of voluntary dismissal of the lawsuit. The DOJ made the unheard-of move to suddenly file a notice of voluntary dismissal of the law.
My soldiers, it is time to take the Owl Kingdoms.
If you look at Attorney General Holder's recent speech, in which he described us as, quote, a nation of cowards. Let me say to Attorney General Holder, I welcome an opportunity to have a dialogue with you about cowardice anywhere, anytime. Why don't we have the dialogue in Detroit?
She was shot and killed, 7 years old. This happening about 12:30 in the morning. The big question, why did this happen? Detroit police telling Fox 2 they came here to this house to serve a search warrant out. When they got to the house, somehow, accidentally, they say, the 7-year-old was shot.
To take the action he
But
took.
radical Islam could have been one of the reasons?
There are a variety of reasons why people...
But was radical Islam one of them?
There are a variety of reasons why people do these things. Some of them are potentially religious-based.
Okay, but all I'm asking is if you think among those variety of reasons, radical Islam might have been one of the reasons that the individuals took the steps that they did.
We see, you say radical Islam. I mean, I think those people who espouse a version of Islam that is not...
Are you uncomfortable attributing any of their actions to radical Islam? It sounds like...
No, I don't want to say anything negative about a religion that is...
The only point I'm making, that if we're going to use federal court as a disposition for terrorists, you take everything that comes with being in federal court. And what comes with being in federal court is that the rules in this country, unlike military law, you can have military operations, you can interrogate somebody for military intelligence purposes, and the law enforcement rights do not attach. But under domestic criminal law, the moment the person is in the hands of the United States government, they're entitled to be told they have a right to a lawyer and can remain silent. And if we go down that road, we're going to make this country less safe. That is my problem with what you have done. You're a fine man. I know you want to do everything to help this country be safe, but I think you've made a fundamental mistake here. You have taken a wartime model that will allow us flexibility when it comes to intelligence gathering, and you have compromised this country's ability to deal with people who are at war with us by interjecting into the system the possibility that they may be given the same constitutional rights as any American citizen.
New Black Order! We are the cops!
But when you see the negative, that's where you focus, you see? And then if you see there's conflicts, there somewhere in your signs or in the aspects, that's what you work with.
But the shifting of the planet, do we still go by the zodiac?
Well, that is the zodiac. That is the zodiac. That's that belt. That's that belt of the stars that ride the earth. That's
Pluto represents deep psychology. Pluto represents sexual regeneration. So how they gonna take that out as a planet? What are they speaking to you? How are they speaking to you when they do that now? They're taking your ability to create. What? Create that which will destroy. Destroy what? Government. Why government? Capricorn is government.
Simple. You know it's one of mine. The summer's mine. New silver spaghetti. Walk around dawn. You niggas ain't ready. You niggas is petty. You niggas spaghetti. Bustin' your meatball, nigga. You better be ready. You niggas pathetic. Leave your paraplegic. You throwing up sets, but you're really from Cleveland.